What in the world is in this bag?
What in the world is in that bag?
So this is all of my gear in 2023 after purchasing cheap gear, then giving some away, selling it, having to do a bunch more research in order to find the perfect backpacking gear, and then buying more and then realizing that doesn't work for me, and then having to just start over essentially. I finally have the perfect backpacking gear for all of my needs, and I'm going to show you what is in this bag. Today, I'm going to be talking about everything that's in my backpacking gear as of 2023. And here's this clunker of a pack, which I love. I want to preface my gear talk and just say that I'm not an ultralight backpacker. There are certain things that I just really, really value regarding comfort, especially when it comes to my sleep and food. And so some of these things may be heavier, but I personally am willing to carry more weight if that means enjoying nature more comfortably and in peace mentally and emotionally. So just want to put that disclaimer out there before I get into anything. So to start with the pack itself, it's an Osprey Aerial 65-liter women's pack, and it has a bunch of straps, a bunch of pockets, super adjustable, customizable to meet your needs on kind of like whatever you're packing in. You have your brain right here, which also goes into a day pack, which you can take on different adventures while you're backpacking. And in basically any Osprey that you get is going to be durable, long-lasting, and you'll get your money's worth, which is always a good thing. Moving on to the back side of it, we have a bunch of straps to make it fully adjustable, just to fit your body type, make it comfortable. You also have the back panel, which is fully adjustable. If you're able to invest in a high quality pack, this one was about $350, which is definitely on the more expensive side. The good quality packs can range up to like $1,000. So this one isn't the most expensive, but it definitely is pricey. But I just love this pack so much. This is the Big Agnes 3-person ultralight tent. I typically go backpacking with a few different people, but I will have like 1 or 2 people sleep in my tent with me. This is a 3-person tent. And you may wonder, like, why are you getting a 3-person tent in order to only sleep with like you and someone else? Well, most backpacking tents that say they're 2-person are basically the size of 1 person. And I've had to learn this the hard way, where I've purchased tents, which are a 2-person tent. I'm like, yes, this is exactly what I need, only 2 people. Come to find out that it's basically the width of me and like a 4 inches on this side and like 4 inches on this side. I'm like, how are you supposed to fit another person on here? If I was backpacking solo, then I would probably bring just a 1-person tent, which would be fine. But if you're backpacking with you and someone else, I personally would recommend getting a 3-person tent and just get maybe an ultralight like this one, and it's great. I have the sleeping pad of a NFL football player. This is the Big Agnes Q-Core sleeping pad. And so it's extra long and extra wide, and it's 4 inches thick. I'm personally a side sleeper, and so I need something that is really thick. And so this is 4 inches, and you typically won't find that in a lot of backpacking pads. And so I get such a good night's sleep when I'm backpacking using this thing. So I will note that this isn't a all-season sleeping pad. The R rating, which is the insulated rating that every sleeping pad has, isn't the highest, and I kind of compensate for that by having a high quality sleeping bag. It's like, what am I talking about again? So this is my Sierra Designs 20-degree sleeping bag, and it is men's because I like the spaciousness. I like being able to just like sprawl out. I like my sleep, people. I don't know how much else I can say it, okay? That's how I get the biggest and best of just all sleep related stuff. Extra large, extra wide, and men's everything, because they tend to make them more comfortable and bigger. This is a really cool bag because it's almost like a hybrid between a sleeping quilt and a sleeping bag. And it's extremely comfortable, really spacious, and it keeps me warm all the time. And it also has, look at this. So this is the feet compartment. So if your feet get too hot, then you can just like let them hang out and just like cool down. I don't know. Also, it can cover your entire face as well. And so if you wanted to just like put it like that and then go like this, you can be totally like mummified. It's great. Okay, remember earlier when I was talking about how I rather just carry more things in order to be more comfortable. This is one of those things. This is a Nemo Pillow Elite, and this is a pillow that's the most comfortable pillow I have seen to date. And I literally, everyone that I know that has this pillow raves about this pillow, and I love it so much. And so this just kind of folds out like this, and then it honestly just takes like a couple puffs of air, and then it's full. It's very comfortable. Depending on your sleeping bag, you can stuff it into the sleeping bag. Since mine's like a quilt bag, I just kind of like lay it on there, and then it's really comfortable. If you don't have a pillow, then people typically use just like a bag and fill it with clothes and then just sleep on that, or just sleep on a jacket or a sweater or something. But this is the way to go. This is very luxurious and great. Highly recommend. Good night's sleep, people. That's what I just want to enforce, is having a good night's sleep. And this is one of the ways. Next, let's talk about my water setup. Another luxurious item is the Katadyn, I like to say Katadyn, water filter. And so this thing will save you so much time, especially if you're used to the Sawyer Squeeze. This is the best filter I have come across. And there's different variations of this that range in price, but this one I love. Let's pull this thing out. And so this is a dual action pump. And so that means that as you're pulling up, it's filtering water, and then as you're pushing down, it's also filtering water. So any action that you take with this is going to be action going towards your water source and getting it cleaned and purified. So there's no wasted energy. Long story short, no wasted energy. And so the cool thing about this is that it screws on to my Nalgene 32-ounce water bottle. And so I can pump directly into it. And then also it has a hose which I connect, and then it just goes straight into my water reservoir. This is my High Sierra water reservoir. And I feel like any kind of reservoir is great, as long as it just doesn't leak. I bought a cleaning system to be able to clean it when I am done backpacking, and it basically just like goes all up in there and gets all of the gunk out. It's like gross a little bit, but I like it. We are like already through half of my stuff, which I'm really surprised by. But anyway, this is the Jetboil Minimo. It holds 1 liter and boils water extremely fast, like within a few minutes, almost fully enclosed. And so you're likely not going to experience the flame going out if it's windy. This is definitely a luxury item. There's cooking systems that are way simpler and lighter, but this is just one of those things that I want to not sacrifice on. So in order to work with the Minimo, you're gonna need some kind of propane. You're always gonna find this in my bag. And so with most backpackers, it's just a matter of what size they're bringing. This is not my spoon, this is my boyfriend's spoon. My spoon is missing. And so I may have to purchase another one because I love it so much. But anyway, spoons. I have the Sea to Summit ultra long spork, and I love it so much. If you are going to get a spoon, you need to get an extra long one, because when you are digging into the bags, your food bags, you have to get a long spoon in order to not get stuff all over your hands. This one is my boyfriend's, and he didn't listen to me when he first got all of his backpacking stuff, and I was like, what are you doing? It has to be extra long. And so now he just like kind of like digs in there, and then whenever he pulls his hands out, they're like covered in food. And I'm like, I'm gonna show a picture of the actual spoon that I have that is currently missing. My boyfriend probably stole it, to be honest. This is a Bear Box Vault. There's a bunch of different sizes. If I'm doing a hike with maybe one other person, then I wouldn't bring this huge thing. I would get a smaller one. And so certain people will say that you don't need this because it's extra weight, but in certain places, especially within California, they now made it a requirement to have this kind of bear box, and you're not allowed to have the sacks where you throw them above the trees. They're like in with the trees, and then maybe they're too high for bears. That's outlawed now in certain places, and so you might just want to invest in one of these. You want to make sure that you're always making sure that animals are not getting into your food, because that is extremely bad for nature and for wildlife and just extremely harmful overall. So always make sure that you have your food taken care of. Now on to the, I was gonna say more luxury items, but this whole thing has been a luxury item fiasco. On to more items that you don't really need in the wilderness but elevate your experience. This is the Helinox Ultralight. See, I'm trying to be ultralight over here. Ultralight backpacking chair. This thing will also make your experience so much better in the wilderness. Being able to just sit in a comfortable chair and just like look at nature, you know? I will carry the extra weight in order to be a happier person. Another luxury item that you don't necessarily need is a Rumpel or any kind of down blanket. And so I have 2 of these. These are pricey. The reason why I get the down blankets and not any others is because they can compress and just go really, really small. And I love them so much. I'm able to just sit in my cozy chair and then just have this over me and just like looking at the stars at night. Like, I want to do this right now. I want to go backpacking right now. It's a struggle to talk about these things and not actually go. My waterproof Birkenstocks. These things, I cannot even tell you the amount of trauma I have put these Birkenstocks through. And they are just champs and they're lightweight. They're just my favorite. And if you've seen any of my hiking videos or backpacking videos, you know that I'm just like wearing these all the time. And usually with socks. Judge me all you want, but if I'm wearing socks and these, then my feet are warm. It's a trend. It's a vibe. Okay. Having sandals around camp is essential. It just makes your whole experience way better. You're able to air your feet after it being stinky all day from the hike. Just you're able to go with them into water. They're just really nice. And so bring backpacking sandals, especially these ones. I really like them. Something else that you will find in my backpacking pack is this mosquito net. And so this just goes around my face. In California, if you go backpacking in the Eastern Sierras, you know how bad the mosquitoes can be in the summer. It's an assault on us, how they are vicious. And so any kind of mosquito net will do just to help keep the mosquitoes away. And ultralight. This is my Garmin InReach Mini, and it's a satellite communicator, and it can basically send your location to trusted folks that you predetermined before going backpacking. And this is for mostly if you're off the grid, have no cell service, nothing, and something happens, then you're kind of covered with any kind of satellite communicator. But I really like this one. It is subscription based, and so I typically purchase the subscription prior to my backpacking kind of season, and then we'll cancel once I'm all done. This is just kind of gives me peace of mind. Last but not least, and honestly the MVP of all of my gear, backpacking shovel. The amount of cat holes I've made with this thing, it's great. And you know what? This is nature we're talking about, okay? This is human nature. This happened. This actually was handmade by my boyfriend. So you can't buy this one, but any backpacking shovel will do. I personally love this one just because it's homemade and light, you know? Okay, so I think that's everything. Some of the things I didn't include in my pack, which I typically will definitely bring, include clothes, food, sunscreen, skincare stuff, and then also my camera gear to capture these adventures. Through everything, I will always leave no trace. Whatever I bring in, I'm bringing out, including my sanitary wipes, including my food, anything and everything I'm packing out with me. And leave no trace is an important principle to adhere to, and so maybe I'll make another video kind of talking about that. But yeah, you have seen everything in my bag now. And just let me know if you have any questions. All right, it's been so fun. Bye-bye.